Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel, The Big Black American Secret. And today I want to discuss the topic that everybody's talking about right now, which is Nick Cannon and Viacom dropping him. Now, of course, when a black person is on a white platform, kind of like me right now on YouTube's platform, it's not my platform. Okay? It's not a black-owned platform. It's a white platform, which is allowing me to talk to you. So eventually, if I say the wrong thing, piss off the wrong person, I'm going to be cut. Okay? Now, I got a backup plan. If I get cut, I want all of y'all to go to blackenough.com. It's a play on words, play on the word black enough, but it's black enough. So it's BLAGENNUF.com. And you go over there and you can still get caught up with me. Okay, that's plan B for me. And hopefully it's plan B for all of y'all. Matter of fact, all of y'all go over there and create an account like you did at Facebook. Okay, because again, this is a white platform. Nick Cannon with Viacom, white platform. Now so what's going on with that? All right, Nick Cannon chose to speak very openly and very honest about what he's learned as far as history of black people and white people. And that history for white people is hard to hear. He did not lie about one iota. He did not say one thing that was anti-Semitic or harmful or hateful. What he said was the truth. Now you think about it. For years, racist white people have painted black people as savages, as bad people. They go out their ways. This system of racism and white supremacy, by the way, which is the underlying problem that affects everything in your life. Racism, white supremacy is the bottom line of everything that's wrong in your life. And hang with me and you'll understand that. Matter of fact, I suggest everybody watch the video from Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. In fact, Nick Cannon mentioned her in his video. And I'll put in the description, it'll be a link to one of her videos, or her video, the one that turned me on to the system of racism and white supremacy. When you understand that system, it everything that confuses you, when you watch that, it's like, oh, now I understand. See? Now, Nick Cannon, like I say, he was very open and very honest, and because his money comes from white people, the system kicked him out. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, I can't say that maybe he should have saw it coming, but here's what my takeaway is. All black influencers, all black entertainers, celebrities, athletes, everybody who is got a large following, who is of the mindset to help their people, need to create their own platforms. We cannot depend on white people and their platforms to support us in what we need to do. It goes against their interests. You understand what I'm saying? It's a conflict of interest, I guess is really what I'm trying to say. Because even if they feel like they want to help, deep down genetically, what black people need is going to go opposite to what white people need. You understand what I'm saying? Our freedom and liberation is a threat to the system of racism and white supremacy. It simply is. And you can understand that system if you go to the video. Again, it'll be in the link. Now, this whole situation is a learning opportunity. Nick Cannon is being viciously shown this system and how it works and operates. You understand? Anytime a black man tries to educate his people or stand up for his people, the system tears him down or kills him. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey. You understand what I'm saying? So here is what the good news of this is. Nick Cannon is such a good talent, such a talent, he has such a following that he can actually go anywhere else or create his own and do his own thing. And he'll make more money and he'll be freer. He'll be his own man, which is what all black men need to be. We need to be free to not be slaves anymore. In fact, this proves that he was a slave. He might not have knew he was a slave. He might have felt like he was free and he's making money and he's doing what he do. But long story short, they just pulled a chair from under him. That proof, dude, you're a slave. You ain't your own man. So what the message to him is, go be your own man. Go be your own man. You free, you know? Make it happen, because that's why you were given the platform you was given. That's why you were given the influence you was given to help your people. To stay in a racist system and be silenced and hushed, well, you ain't a man at all. In fact, you're a treacherous traitor to your people if you can't bless them, if you can't help them get to a better place. You understand what I'm saying? The information he's acquired was not for him to keep. It's time for him to evolve. You understand? So this happened and it's a good thing. A completely good thing. Now, will this affect his income? Short term, he may lose a couple of $1 million. Believe that. Long term, he will gain billions. Billions. Because not only will he get a stronger following, he will be moving in his purpose. You don't get no more powerful than that. You understand what I'm saying? That young man has the ability to touch so many lives with the truth. It's unimaginable. And I sure hope he takes this step forward. It's going to be scary, but he's got plenty of people behind him. You understand what I'm saying? Now, my channel, The Big Black American Secret, my goal is to teach you that secret. The secret is that you are not an African from West Africa. You are an Aboriginal American. Period. Point blank, end the conversation. Okay? Now, I know that truth that I just told you, and I'm going to put a link in the video that you can watch that'll explain to you what I'm telling you. You understand? It's going to walk you through, and this is the first video. And here's my instructions to you. Watch this first video. It's by Kurimio Aha. The name of the video is going to be, well, the name might not be in the video, but it might say Aboriginal American, and you click the link, okay? But the video is part 1 from Indigenous American to African American by Kurimio Aha. Watch that video. If something is sparked in your genetic memory, I want you to quickly, and again, these are the instructions for you. I want you to quickly watch the remaining 20 videos in that same series. Watch it straight through. You can go back later and take notes. I just don't want them to take these videos down because they're just that powerful before you get exposed to them. Okay? So click the link, watch the first video, then make it your personal mission to go through those 20 videos as quick as you can. I think it took me maybe 3 or 4 days. I mean, I watched them between breaks. I watched them before I went to bed. When I got up, I mean, I made it my personal mission to get through those videos. And I tell you, what I learned was amazing. Now, the channel is The Big Black American Secret. Now, the whole reason there is a secret about you that you need to know is because of racism and white supremacy. What do I mean? This system has to be learned and understood as quickly as possible by every black person in the world. But because we're here in America, we're going to start with America. Now, The System of Racism, White Supremacy by Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, she explains it. Dr. Neely Fuller says, until you understand the system of racism, white supremacy, what it is, and how it works, everything you think you know will only confuse you. Okay? And that's Dr. Neely Fuller. I'm going to just mention a few people because us as black people, it's best that we give credit to those who we learn from. That's you always show appreciation. You don't steal shit. You understand what I'm saying? Again, Dr. Neely Fuller or Neely Fuller Jr., Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Kurimio Aha. These are all people who I've learned a lot of stuff from. And I want you to look up those people. They got YouTube channels. Join, subscribe to their channels, and follow those people because you'll learn what I learned. Dane Calloway. Now, Dane Calloway, if you have never heard his name, his one is I'm Just Here to Make You Think. And someone put a bug in my ear. Stranger, I didn't know anything about this guy, and he just told me, hey, dude, do you know anything about Dane Calloway? Dane Calloway said that we're Indians. And he said that the transatlantic slave trade was told to us in reverse. I said, oh, that sounds pretty interesting, just kind of in passing. And he said, you should check out Dane Calloway. And it just so happens a few weeks later, I saw a Dane Calloway video, and I'll be damned, it sparked my interest. And then a few weeks later, I saw other videos. And then I got turned on to Kurimio Aha, and even more. And this Kurimio Aha, his research, his chronology, excellent. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying all this to say, the system of racism and white supremacy has kicked Nick Cannon out for speaking the truth. Now, if you don't understand this system of racism and white supremacy, you are being negatively affected by it and you don't even know it. You have no way of knowing it because it's subtle, it's invisible. And I want everybody to understand this system because it not only will better your life, you will gain a freedom like you've never had. You understand what I'm saying? You'll start to think, instead of like more individual thinking, like me, you'll start to think not only of yourself but also of your group. You become a more level individual. Now here's what I'm saying, and I mentioned this in another video. If you can find it, go look it up. But anyway, here is a majority, a good number of black people. They have high self-esteem, low group esteem. These people I categorize as house Negroes. Okay, they care a lot about themselves, not so much for their group. Okay, what we need most black people to be right here. Care about yourself, care about your group. We call that being black first. Be one. No matter your religion, no matter your political views, you're black first. Very important. But it's going to be hard to be black first without some foundational understanding. And this foundational understanding, for number one, the first thing you need to understand is the system of racism, white supremacy. When you watch the video, which is going to be in the description by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, that's gonna be step one. And then after that, you're going to learn about your true American, Indigenous, Aboriginal identity in the second video, which will be in the description. Now, what do I mean? You're not from West Africa. You're not an African. Because again, that's how we all was brought up. 1619, the first slaves came to America, right? Well, no, it's not what happened. Well, some black folks came to America in 1619, but they weren't Africans, okay? We won't get into that specifically, but, and I will put this definition in the description as well, but for quick proof that you are an Aboriginal American, there is documented proof that you can look up right now. It won't take you but 2 seconds. You can Google this. You Google before you Google it, would you say that I'm close to this penny is close to the color of the back of my hand? Both brown, right? Copper. That penny's made out of copper, okay? Now I want you to Google 1828 definition of American. That definition, when you look it up, is going to say this. It's going to say a noun, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans. Okay? But now applied to the descendants of Caucasians born in America. See, white people have stolen your identity. What do I mean? Well, I just said it says, but now applied to the Caucasians born in America, right? Now, the Indians in our history book, that's a Mongolian breed of Asian. Those folks came across the Bering Strait 12,000 years ago. That's what paleontologists have told us, okay? So they just got here 12,000 years ago. Our people have been here since creation. That's why the definition is in the dictionary, okay? Now also, very interesting is, if you look up the definition of the color of the penny, it's going to say that it's brown or red. Brown or red, or a brownish or reddish color. Now, the Mongolian Indians in our history books, I was saying our trichnology books, but history books, were considered the red man. Right? Yeah, they meant, what they were trying to say is the brown man. Okay? See, we've all been misdirected and misled. The dirt under your feet belong to you. But because you have blinders on and you don't understand the system of racism, white supremacy, it's going to be hard to absorb that information. So that's why that's the first video I want you to watch. Okay? Now, again, this video, I'm talking about what happened to Nick Cannon, but I'm using him as an example. Him and any other influencer who is really black first and really about your people, you ain't going to get what you need out of working under white people. Because what your goal is going to fly right in the face of what those people deep down want and need, and they want to hold on and maintain power. And these are the ones that's racist I'm talking about. Not all white people are the same, okay? So in order to just skip over all of that, we have to go it alone. And I can tell you, when I first got hip to this information and I didn't understand fully, my goal, I was like, you know what, man, I need to get out here and I need to reach all people that's famous and important people, big names like Oprah Winfrey. If I just can get her to understand this system of racism, white supremacy, and she could broadcast it out to the world, we could change black people's mindset overnight. I was like, man, it's as simple as that. But what I did not understand was, see, life is about learning. Life is about learning. People like Oprah Winfrey, basketball players, football players, when you reach a certain level of success in the system of racism, white supremacy, you've reached that level not by accident. You've reached that level because you have complied with the system of racism, white supremacy, and you didn't even know it. You simply was doing what you were told to do. Go to school, get a good education, get a job. And those who do really well, they really do good in college, they really go out and find the best job, and they really make a lot of money. You know, I get another example, same example, Oprah Winfrey. She, went to college, got interested in the field that she was interested in. She really applied herself, read a lot of books, and became very successful. Now, when you see those examples like that, and you're just a regular black person, here's the damage in that. Here's where that's flawed. Not every black person is going to fall into that category, and it's not their fault. Not every black person is designed. The design in this system is not for every black person to be successful, but they want us to think we all can be successful. What do I mean? What I'm saying is, Oprah Winfrey being a success is on purpose. They only allow a certain percentage of successful people, and it's usually people in the entertainment business. What do I mean? Well, people in the entertainment business are a plus for the system of racism, white supremacy, because they're high profile. They don't talk much, and they damn sure don't say anything against the system. These are high paid, high profile house Negroes. High individual esteem, low group esteem. Now, the more money you make, the more you have to lose, the more the gap widens. You understand what I'm saying? So for me to run up to Oprah and be all excited about this system of racism, white supremacy, and if she could just get on her system and tell everybody about it, she's going to be like, whoa, pump the brakes. What are you talking about? it's not something she's going to accept right away, because again, she is indoctrinated, whether she know it or not, into the system of racism, white supremacy. She's in a slot. She's in a slot. You know what I'm saying? And I can't explain it to you the best I can right now. That's why I want you to watch the video by Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. You know, long story short. But entertainers, sports figures, will always have the hardest time being pro-black, being B first, being black first, being B1. We call ourselves the B1 Brigade because we black first. Again, black over your political views, your religious views, any and everything. Black first. Okay. Now, I just said that we're brown, and physically, yes, we all shades of brown. But black is a team. Racism is a team sport. By default, we are on team black. Okay? And I'm gonna be honest with you. When I finally realized I was brown and not black, it was a little it's like I see myself every day as brown, but also saw myself as black, right? Because they want us to think that the Mexicans are brown, the Indians are red, the Asians are yellow, and white people are white. Well, here's newsflash for you. No. Black people are the red man, the black man, and the brown man. Everybody else is yellow. Everybody else is yellow. Now, don't get me wrong. Indians are brown, like Indians with the red dot, those the color brown. Some Mexicans are kind of brownish. But categorically speaking, they're more so in the yellow and white category, because again, racism is a team sport. And white people, black people are on the polar opposite ends. And then you got those folks in the middle. I hope this makes a little bit of sense. But again, my goal is to alert you to, one, the system of racism and white supremacy, and two, to let you know who you truly are. You are an Aboriginal American. And you are defined, you are documented in history books. Not the history books you've been taught to read, other history books. There's clues everywhere. This book here, Indian Slavery and Colonial Times, American Holocaust, Americans and Natives in America by Jack Forbes. You know what I'm saying? The Powhatan tribes. See, there's clues and inklings and bits of pieces of information in all of these sets of literature that's been hidden from you. You've been misdirected, you know? And my goal is to help you navigate this maze. You understand? Now, I do teach a 4-week course. We meet 1 hour a week, video conference. And this is to get you laser beam from point A to Z and blow through all the mental cobwebs you got going on. Because, again, the system of racism, white supremacy, from birth or even before birth, you were being groomed to be a house Negro. I promise you, I have no better way to explain it. And if it sounds offensive, I apologize. But in the movie Django, you had Stephen, who was the house Negro. Django was more like a field Negro. Wanted changed. Now, the difference between the house Negro and the house Negro and the field Negro is, you could almost say conservative and Democrats, almost speaking. But we don't. I'm not a political person. I don't get into that. But what I'm trying to say is this: usually, if you're a Republican, you're a conservative. You want to conserve. You want to keep things the way they are. When you got a certain amount of money, when I was talking about those famous basketball players, football players, entertainers, actors, those people make a certain amount of money. And they make a certain amount of money because they are very important to the system of racism, white supremacy. Their job is to keep the system invisible to black people. What do I mean? Well, if I believe I could be successful like Oprah Winfrey, then I'm going to go out and try to do the things that Oprah Winfrey did to be successful. Not knowing the whole wow, that's not how everybody gets successful. These people simply work for white people. I promise you, even Oprah, her money is controlled by white people. We think she's this big, powerful black woman that's got all the money in the world and don't have to account to no one, and that's not true. The majority of her money comes directly from white people. And of course, some black people. You see what I'm saying? If she says anything contrary to white people, she gonna get Nick Cannon. You feel what I'm saying? Even now, even in her state of where she is right now, where she don't even work and she got money coming in, they'll pull a Bill Cosby on her ass. Oprah will be in jail if she piss off the wrong white person, and she knows this. You understand what I'm saying? So she is not free. Most of these people ain't free to speak their mind and help their people. But just like I was turned on to this information, they could be turned on to it too, because they simply don't know. And the sooner you catch people, the better, because they're in a position of influence. And the goal is for us to be free. And the only way to be free is to create our own industries. Like Nick Cannon, he does not need Viacom. He does not need Viacom at all. You could create your YouTube channel. You can get with platforms like P. Diddy is reached out to him. You could, all these little avenues, man, that you can have to do your own thing and reach your people and don't have to bite your tongue. You understand what I'm saying? Just like I'm reaching out to you right now with what I have, which is this cell phone, you know, my computer, a couple of books, and I'm pouring out my heart to the people who are interested. You understand what I'm saying? We have to use what we have in our hands right now to make the most amount of change that we can as quickly as we can. Simple as that. You can't expect anybody else to do this for you, because like me, I wanted to run to big influencers and say, hey, you need to help me get this message out. Well, you don't know what mindset that person is in. And you shouldn't even care. If you got the strength and the energy to get started on your own, reach as many people as you can on your own, then the people who can come help you will come later. Don't get me wrong. Reach out to those people. But don't be pissed off, angry with them if they don't understand your vision and your passion. It's your vision, it's your passion, and you must lead it. You understand what I'm saying? But my first mind was to go to influential people, tell them what I'm talking about so they could put it out to their people. And trust me, I reach out to people every day. You know what I'm saying? But I was noticing that a lot of people was like, man, who are you? What are you talking about? You know, some people get it and some people don't. You know what I'm saying? And you can't let that deter you, because again, when it's their time, that door will be open. But for me, it took some time. I mean, things had to be scripted away. You know, like I had to watch, like I say, the Dr. Francis Cress Welsing video was the very first thing you need to see, because it frees you up to let you know that, hey, I'm not crazy. The things I've been seeing and witnessing, they make sense now. You know, like grown black men and young men sacking their pants. I'm like, I don't understand this weird fashion sense. This is very weird. It's for a man growing up, you know, in the 70s and 80s. I was born in the 60s. That just wasn't a fashion around my time. But there was something going on at the time that it was in the same kind of vein, but I didn't know it at the time. And I'm gonna mention it to you on it, just to put it out there. I remember watching Michael Jordan. He was real popular with the Bulls. They was winning, and he's a big black, strong black man with an earring in his left ear, right? So I'm like, man, he's a very masculine man. He's got an earring in his left ear, so that must be a masculine thing to do. So guess what? I went and got an earring in my left ear. Hell, I still got the hole. And I don't know if it's open or closed, but I ain't wore an earring in a while. But what I'm trying to tell you is this. Entertainers have a job. They get paid very well by the system of racism and white supremacy to do that job. And that job is to distract us. Oprah Winfrey's job is to distract and entertain the masses, so we don't really know and see what's going on. Simple. So I'm going to just label these people right now. Entertainers, high profile individuals like those people are distraction arms of the system of racism and white supremacy. Hell, I'm gonna label it because I'm able to handle things better when I can label it. I give you an example when I'm talking about labels. Recently found out by listening to a person I do follow on YouTube. It's called Professor Black Truth. I think Professor Black Truth. But anyway, he said something. He said, the National Police Force is the civilian enforcement arm of the system of racism, white supremacy. Now, why is that important? Because cops are killing black people wholesale and no justice is being done. Why is this? So we all beating ourselves up trying to figure this shit out. Well, how in the hell they keep killing black people on video and still no justice? Remember the thing with Rodney King? We were so happy that it's actually a videotape of the cops being cops, beating the fuck out of a black man, damn near to death. Oh, surely these people are gonna get jail time. They're going to jail. They're going under the jail. It's on video. Nobody could deny that, right? All the officers walked. That's why they rioted. Because we was upset that the world saw that video and nothing happened. Fast forward to George Floyd just a month ago, if that. Knee on his neck until he died. Video recorded. World was outraged. Cops get a paid vacation for a couple of days because that's the status quo. Cop kill a black man, he get paid leave. Riot and looting took place. Oh, shit. The system say, oh, these people serious. Let's lock up the one cop with the knee on the neck. Let's put him in jail and that ought to calm the crowd down. No. We wanted all 4 of them cops in jail. We want them charged with murder. All 4 of them. That's what we want. But they drug their feet, they locked up the one, and the people kept riding, and then finally they arrested all 4 of them. You know, on bullshit charges, of course. We want first-degree murder charges with quick convictions. That's what we require. You see what I'm saying? But you saw the system of racism was just going to give them paid leave until the smoke died down. No. See, that's how the system operates. See, in the system of racism, white supremacy, it does not discipline its killers of black people. It rewards its killers of black people. That's why it's so hard to get justice. It's hard for us to get justice when black people are killed by cops. It ain't because of some weird thinking we thinking, oh, the black person deserved it. None of that. No. The system of racism and white supremacy is a system. And you must learn this system in order to survive, in order to pass this information on to your children, you know? So this thing with Nick Cannon is very important because it's a wake-up call to the high-profile house Negroes to say, hey, it's time to get in alignment, okay? We have no friends. We have no friends. Don't get me wrong. There's a few white people out there who see the light, who can help possibly. But those who are in power want to maintain that power at all costs. You see what I'm saying? So we cannot be naive about this thing. So we must build our own structures, our own companies. We don't need white people for shit. We never have, really. They've needed us for everything. Think about it. They came here, enslaved us, made us create this United States of America, this disgrace, this foreign entity operating on foreign soil, our soil, for their benefit, you know? And so, you know, we've never needed them. They've always needed us, but they make us think we need them. It's a big mind fuck. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying, okay? So Nick Cannon and all the people like him need to take this for what it really is. It's a wake-up call. And the wake-up call is simply saying, hey, Negroes, wake up, wake up. You don't need nobody. Do it yourself, you know. Entertainment companies, everything. We just do it all ourselves, period. But here's what we do different now. I'm talking about building black Wall Streets in every community on this planet. Whatever we need. If we wear jeans, we make the jeans. If we wear shoes, we make the shoes. If we use Q-tips, we make the Q-tips. You see what I'm saying? It's simple. We use ink pens. We create the ink pens. Why I'm gonna buy Bic? I don't know who Bic is. Fuck Bic. You see what I'm saying? My man Mick, he make ink pens. That's where I buy my ink pens from. That's how it goes. That's how you build an economy. It's not hard, people. The only thing that's gonna keep us from not doing this is not watching that video by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, because that's gonna realign your thinking. It's gonna strip away the cobwebs, and then once you take that information and couple it with the fact of who you really are, that's the gem. You are a wondrous, ancient and wondrous people. I can't wait till you get this information down deep in you. Oh, you're gonna just be your mind is just gonna be like blossom rose. Yes, I promise you. Matter of fact, here's another homework assignment. Once you've watched all of those videos, come back on the channel and say, hey, Daniel, I've watched all the videos, man. Thank you. You know, leave me your email address, a phone number, something, so we can rap and say, hey, I want to hear your voice, and say, welcome to the B1 Brigade. You feel what I'm saying? Because what we are building is an army of well-informed black citizens, because you are the only true American. You are an Aboriginal American. You understand what I'm saying? And I want you to get that information in you, and then you wear that title. You wear that title proudly, and you wear that title with strength. You feel what I'm saying? So that being said, I'm gonna get off this video. I just wanted to make it quick, and again, Nick Cannon's in the news, and I was like, hey, I can use this to help reach my people. You feel what I'm saying? So in the description, those videos will be in there, and just forge through, get this information, and then you could help reach out to help join me in reaching the masses of our people. Okay? All right, I love each and every one of y'all. Peace out.